because it's a windy day. I'm going to take you on a garden tour. Everything's still doing really great. We have all kinds of new produce every day. Stuff's getting bigger and bigger. Super exciting. And yeah, I don't know, this is Coral Gardens. What? Just kidding. Look how big everything's getting. I love being under these trellises now, and there's another one that's about to start. Oops. I love this garden. I hope you love it too. Let's go take a look. Okay, let's start over here. So again, corn trying to die. Dahlia, I remembered what this one is. I think it's called the Mystic Sparkler. It's really pretty pink and yellow. Looks like we got some little mushroom guys in our carrots. Guess that means the soil's nice and moist. And then I spotted a couple more strawberry babies in there, which is really funny. Herbs are doing good. I need to trim these back so they'll bush out the Genovese, because that's the more culinary basil. Got a little bit of parsley coming back there, and the dill died. That's sad, but the ball basil's pretty. My hands smell so good from touching that basil. The freak show is doing good. I really do need to trim this guy so it's a little less invasive. But yeah, I think we could move them out even more into the sun. They're so cool looking. Okay, and then over here we have a couple of yard longs coming along. A pretty big one right there. I did a little short about that we decorated for Halloween a little bit, but I haven't showed it in a video yet. There's this watermelon getting bigger by the second. It's so huge. That's a crimson sweet. And here's a little Jack B. Little pumpkin coming on just in time for Halloween. Our Tomaccino's getting pretty big here. And again, that's the guy I'm gonna let grow into mature into a winter squash. I've never eaten them like that. If you pick them like this or a little bigger, you kind of use it like a zucchini, like a summer squash. Our other little watermelon, I think this guy is not gonna get too much bigger than that. So we'll keep an eye on him for ripeness. Help this guy climb just a little bit. And let's go over here to this corn is really trying to do some things last minute, which is super funny, but got a whole bunch of arugula now. And this is the wasabi and then a different variety. This looks like more traditional arugula. I don't know if this one's supposed to be milder or stronger, but I bought one that said it was a strong arugula flavor because I really like that peppery. There's a few spinach in there coming up and doing okay. Artichoke barely hanging on. Here's these little nothing ears of corn. We got tomatoes starting to happen over here, I believe. Yeah. I can't remember what these ones are. I think they have Valencia. They were buried with stuff at one point. There also should be underplanted brassicas in there, and I think I see one little cauliflower leaf right there. We're just gonna have to see what we unearth when all these guys come out. Here's our big, huge, bushy tomatoes. This is a Celebrity. This is a Better Bush. They both have a ton of tomatoes on them. Big guys, finally. And I haven't seen anybody go red just yet. These smaller guys have been putting out little red tomatoes. Like this. Little red, misshapen kind of guys, but they're good. So these guys, as I've talked about, had a lot more shade in the harshest part of the day. And so they get healthier as they get closer to the fence and have more shade. Although that guy's a little sad looking. Our tomatillos are doing good. I come over and feel them just during these times typically, see how close we are. Almost filled out this little sacks they're in. And then there's onions here. my way back over this way. The peas are starting to get really big that we planted along the trellis. There's a little center cut squash. Been contemplating taking these little guys down. I think this is probably like a just misshapen butternut because I can't figure out what else it might be. Or a butterscotch. This little pumpkin, I like how its leaves covering it. It's starting to get orange. These are like Halloween pumpkins, I believe. And they're really long. Oh, hi, bee. That bee just was like right alongside me. That was crazy. What are you doing, mister? Just chilling? Just pollinating? We have a little butternutty guy right here, or butterscotch. Couple spaghettis. I think that's another pumpkin. Here's a big spaghetti in here. Just about ready. Yeah, I'm gonna pick him. And then our pumpkin that's turning nice and orange with this little spider protecting it. Or big spider, I should say. And this guy is still, everything's got lots of aphids and ants, but they're hanging in there. All right, over here, the red rat's tail radish is starting to make some blooms. And then we have some red noodle beans. The other pumpkins that were on here, up here, there was one. Oh, there's another little one that's not gonna go. Didn't get fertilized, so I popped them off to give the plant more nutrients to go elsewhere. The one that did grow is this guy, and he is just getting bigger by the day. This is a fairy tale pumpkin. So cool. Looks like a Cinderella, pumpkin. They're really similar. He's kind of shading out these noodle beans, but that's okay. Let's go back over to this. Oh, I'll go over to this side real quick. These ones were really pretty yesterday. This is that red rat's tail radish. And it'll, again, just get super tall, way up to about here where my hand is. I am going to pick today, for sure, this little Sharon Tease melon, because it's really heavy. It's a little tendril closest to it has dried up. And I think that it's time. Ew, there's a weird little wormy thing in there. Let me get that. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. That was weird. Back at the onions over this way. Some of them are really looking a lot better than they were. Hold out some hope. Another little watermelon. Back over here. So here I planted where the carrots didn't fill in. We were running out of carrot seeds. So I planted a bunch of beets and radishes. I figured I'd just keep it rooty. And then in here I planted kohlrabi and kale. So let me pull out these potatoes with these beautiful flowers. That hopefully give us some actual potatoes. We'll do that. The beans are really winding their ways up over here. And I think I thought everything was noodle beans, but these clearly are not. This is a Cherokee Trail of Tears bean. And the red rat's tail radish looking good. And our Moon and Stars watermelon kind of hanging on. I ripped off a lot of it because it was so bad with aphids. It's gotten a little bit better. I took off the worst parts of it, but these leaves that are all curled were just aphid filled. Look at this pea really growing. These, bean flowers are so delicate and pretty. The noodle bean flowers are like ridiculously gorgeous. I wish you could see it in the sun because it's way prettier. They look like orchids. They're so pretty. And then, you know, one blooms and then you get a noodle bean. What's cool is that they're finally making them a little further up, so we might actually get some up the trellis. And I have just been loving these in ramen. Like, they are so good. The green ones especially, I get why they call them asparagus noodle beans, because they really do taste kind of like, and have a texture of kind of asparagus. Oh, our Kajari melon down here is coming along. It's so cute. I was scared it was squidgy the other day. And then there's a little watermelon here. Let's go around to this side first. So these ones I planted cabbage in all these, and some of them the cabbage is up and looking pretty good, but others didn't come up, and then I'll just fill those with starts. There's a little curled up okra right here, and a little watermelon. This is a sugar baby watermelon. Looking pretty good. And a butternut squash. See, this one's kind of weirdly shapen. This is another Yamato silver Yamato. There's a little guy. That guy never came out of it, but a couple little okra, some getting bigger. Maybe we'll get a couple before it gets too cold. That guy's, I think, a Lakota squash. I haven't seen any babies, but I just remembered I have seen a Lakota baby over here. It's a little Lakota. I got a tiny one of those last year in Monterey, but my squash would always succumb to sickness there really quickly. There's our biggest silver Yamato and a purple burgundy okra. I mean, you see those little, hopefully they'll kind of be big cabbages by the time they grow out. And then we have one butterscotch squash there. I haven't seen the chickens yet this morning. My son let them out. Look at this pumpkin. Holy smokes, it's so cool. I've never grown a pumpkin that big before, or that pretty. I'd love to get it at least ripened. I'd really love to get one more, but I'm not gonna hold my breath for that. Tree's still hanging in there. Let's go. Yeah, we'll go this way first. So I picked a bunch of flowers the other day from my friend's parents that he passed away. And some of the flowers have made a little bit of a comeback since then, but others still have no heads yet. So I picked a lot of zinnias and some amaranth. Some of these smaller branches were super pretty as like a filler, kind of flowy flower. Our sunflowers are really bowing their head. Sorry, I'm gonna go back. These guys are filled with ants and aphids, but I'm gonna let those dry out and either give the seeds to the birds or save them for next year, or maybe make sunflower seeds out of them. This, oh my gosh, I always do this. It's my hardest. I'll add in the name after. It's not coming to me at all. It's starting to do really well. It was like down to really small for a while there. Should cut off that extra head of that sunflower. They're so pretty. The sweet potatoes are really filling out and getting greener. And then in here with them, in case they didn't work out and for when it gets colder, we planted, you know, This was chard. And that looks kind of like it's coming up kind of weirdly. I don't know if it's like a nutrition issue. I just noticed this. I think this might be a coxcomb. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Can you see it? Celosia. All these like are really fun little kind of fillery and dry flowers, fun to dry flowers. Like these little gomphrena. They're super cute. And that's what these are too. I'm loving those. Positive that that's a weed. So we'll pull that. And leave a bunch of it in the ground apparently. Oh well. This is the pink flamingo. And then some more of that really cute gomphrena. And then just zinnias. I really love that amaranth. I'm gonna definitely do that again. I'm sure it'll self-seed. A couple of these beans and peas are starting to really grow more. Go in here and look at this little side head on this big sunflower. It's really pretty. Just a little hidden guy. And I love that guy going over. All right. So my son didn't realize that seedlings had come up in here and really watered hard and thinks he killed them. So we replanted, but I don't think they're coming back up, and I don't know that we have time. That's okay. Girl Scout's doing okay after the root incident, where when one of the branches fell off, when I tried to take it off, it was still attached and I didn't realize it. And it gave a tug on the roots. So I didn't pull it up or anything, but I think it definitely disrupted them a bit. And our lettuce, it looks like we definitely have this guy going to seed and this guy also. I think that guy's about to. All of them are on the verge now. That guy is okay for now. A few of them will be usable. If they make it through the hotter parts, it'll be great head start. And then we have radishes over here. Behind us we have the tomatoes. And I just picked big pockets full of tomatoes. There's so many on here now, and they're really hard to see and get to because they're so dense in here. Next year I'm gonna really make a better point of keeping them a little more pruned and maybe further separated. I love it when the midnight snacks are on the outer edge and get really blue. We're getting a lot more of the, oh, there's a really ripe red one in there. See, I miss some even when I come out and really do a good job, but we're getting more of these slicers ripening. Those are the ones that were supposed to be Cherokee Purple that are clearly not, but there's tons of them on. And then, looks like we got a little okra over here. Not quite ready to eat, but getting there. And this guy's just giving me a few little snacks here and there so far. All right, I'm taking off my sweater this time. Last time I left it on for some reason and I really regretted it. But yeah, so this guy's pretty wild. He's Florida weaved, but it's become increasingly difficult to maintain and pull him in. So we're just kind of letting him go wild. All of them. I think there's 5 in there. And then on this side, these guys are finally catching up as well. Getting a lot of sun golds. Less of and none of the other varieties yet. There's a sweetheart cherry, and I think another mango apricot in here. And then these are green zebra, which I have still not figured out exactly how to tell when they're good and ripe, but And these guys seem to want to just pull into each other, which is pretty funny. Yeah, I'm almost positive. Oh, that's so exciting that these are going to be that mango apricot. So I got my two favorites in the suckers. Oh, wait. But then there's another, oopsie, one with anthocyanin. I don't know what we have, truth be told, because there's only two from suckers, so there's only going to be 2 repeats. The other ones were a Sweetheart 100, and I think like an Amish paste or something. Sweetheart cherry, and I can't remember the name of the other one. I should have a container around here somewhere too, but seeing these, those look like midnight snacks. And then these definitely look like apricot mango. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Maybe that's, have you green zebras that are just way low? Maybe it's green zebras. Either way, lots and lots of flowers on these. I think that's the Sweetheart cherries. I saw some down here, those that were really cute. Oh yeah, look at their like, that little pointy shape, and when you cut them, I think they look like hearts. I've always wanted to grow them. They're a Baker Creek variety, and I bought them as a start from a friend that sells starts, a new friend. Oh, and then here's these. This is gonna be the kind of regular, oh no, that's the yellow Brandywine, I think. Just really laid over. I'm letting them do their thing. We've been getting a lot more green beans finally. I pulled out the cucumber. It was looking really sickly, and I planted some peas there to climb that trellis. Let's see. Oh, we never did those squash out there. I'll go back to them. Here's our little best artichoke. There's another little artichoke. You can see these tiny sunflowers better from the back. They're so multi-headed, they just keep forming them. I put a bunch of them into the arrangement for my friend also. They're really pretty. There's definitely Spideys in there. Get all those webs. I found my big orb weaver this morning. I hadn't seen her in a long time. She wasn't in the same place anymore. And I was excited to see her again. I'll throw that video in too. I finally found you again, little miss. I thought you went away for good. So here, gosh, look at how big those leaves are. They are like prehistoric. The whole plant's crazy. And here we got some Royal Burgundy bush beans, some, gosh, flies landing on me, driving me crazy. Some dragon tongue bush beans, this little speckled variety, and some Tanya's pink potted beans, which are these really pretty pink guys. And I've been getting a good amount of those, like at least a handful a day to kind of have in my ramen. Ramen with garden veggies has become my favorite food. There's a big zucchini that we probably should pick, and another one coming close. A couple scallop squashes. Oopsie, I always dig my fingernails in. Their flesh is so soft that I accidentally. There's a little unfertilized guy. Practice my left hand throwing with. Let's see. I don't see any new bush delicatas on this guy, which is sad. Hopefully he'll make some more. There's some patty pans in there. There's one I should grab too. Probably grab those tonight. There's another yellow crookneck or straight neck. I'm not sure which one that is. And a couple, oops, gray guys coming on. I just picked another huge one that was almost like a winter squash looking squash from it. They're growing in weird spots where I'm not looking for them, and it sucks. There's a dragonfly there. Big guy. Hi, big guy. Oh my gosh, so big. See if I can get a little close to him. Oh, don't run away. I don't know where he went. Huh. Anyway, maybe I got a little bit of footage of him. But yeah, look at the size of some of those leaves. They're insane. One thing that I think is really cute that I noticed is this guy's really still trying to come around. This is the chocolate bell pepper. Looks like there's a pepper on finally, so that's kind of fun. This guy's had this regular California Wonder Bell peppers, had one on for a while, and he's still doing pretty good and bushing out. There was an asparagus, really? An eggplant or aubergine in here that got totally buried out by the squash, but it's now climbed its way out and has a bloom, so we might get, and there's a freaking, what are you, a wasp? Oh, there's a wasp on there. I'll leave him alone. I thought it was a grasshopper. I almost yoinked him. Squash. Oof. I love how these female blossoms get so big. There's zucchini, guys. And our peppers are kind of hanging in there again, getting totally shaded out by these insane squash. Grab my jacket. It's kind of a low note to end on. These squash out here are smaller / looking puny in the heat of the day, but that's okay. These are our second round of summer squash. They did not do quite as well as the first round. They haven't had as much time to grow either. There's a big scallop. A little bush delicata on that guy. I've been getting a fair amount of stuff. There's another delicata on there. And then here's the front side of those sunflowers. Most of the pretty ones are actually on the back. They've really gotten smaller and decreased in production, but it's cool that they keep going. Yeah, so I'm loving how much the trellises have filled out. I'm so excited that next year I'll be able to start things when they're supposed to be started and really have them filled out by this time of the year. And really just be getting a ton more production. But in the meantime, I'm very grateful for what we do have. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next week. That's the garden. Come hang out with me next week. We'll take another look around. Thanks for joining me. I need an outro. Anybody got any ideas?
Like and subscribe.
How's that for a Halloween decoration? Look at that beautiful pumpkin. And there's these guys. Tiny cute, right?